And now for our special episode on the state of the MCU. Da-da-da. So once again, I'm Jay.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Ian.
And welcome to part 2 of this week's special two-parter episode, if you're from Massachusetts. We talked about Deadpool, Wolverine, and that brings us right now to the state of the MCU as revealed to us at Comic-Con 2024. So let's get right into it. The first thing, upcoming movies. Derek, what's coming up?
Well, we've got Captain America Brave New World, which is coming up in February, Valentine's Day of 2025.
Ooh. Take your love to it.
I know. I'm pretty excited for this because I really liked Falcon Winter Soldier. So I am super psyched to see Sam taking the shield and, putting on the suit. I hope Bucky makes an appearance, by the way, too. The previews for this movie look really awesome. Harrison Ford is in this, get off my plane. So I'm really looking forward to it. It looks interesting. The teasers look really great. So that's one
I'm pumped because Deadpool, Wolverine, it was its own thing or whatever. This is a solid MCU. Yes. This is main storyline MCU. Yes. So I'm pumped, yes.
Yeah, I think that Falcon is a really good bridge from the old Avengers, the MCU, into like what the next phase could be, right? Mm-hmm. It's that connector for people that were the fans of the Avengers and Endgame, bringing it to whatever Kevin Feige has going on in his brain. I hope that they could connect the mutants and everything to that storyline. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
So looking ahead to my birthday, which is the first week in May, technically May 8th, but, the first week in May, we have The Thunderbolts. This is the movie that I am pumped so much for. I love this stuff. It's basically Suicide Squad in a more grounded way. The cast is fire. You have David Harbour coming back as the Red Guardian. You have Bucky's back. Florence Pugh as whatever her name is. I forget all their names.
Awesome. Helena.
Helena. You also have Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's that same kind of vibe. You have all these bad guys getting together to do a good thing, quote unquote good thing. I like how they turn that on side. That's why I like Suicide Squad. You turn it up, you turn the kind of thing on its side. I think that's really cool. And again, it's my birthday week. Marvel always kills it on my birthday week. So I am pumped for this.
Happy birthday, Jay.
Thank you.
So I was just thinking, I have an idea for the MCU. I think now, since we're getting so many stories and it's getting so confusing, I think we need a previously on the MCU at the beginning of each of these movies that just lets you know, wait, who's this person? What was this about? Like, TV episodes do that. I love just
the
catch
recaps.
You up. Okay, right. Can we do a recap like at the beginning of the Acolyte, or something?
You could voluntarily skip if you want to. Yeah,
at the movie theater, right? Come on. All right. So, the big movie that I am pumped for, Fantastic Four: First Steps, which looks amazing. I mean, I am such a Fantastic Four guy. There have been, we've had all these characters that have been off and owned by different things. That, I loved getting Spiderman back, Wolverine back. It was like hard as being a Marvel fan and seeing their best character sold off to different places. I love they're all coming home. We get these characters together. Fantastic Four, I love the family dynamic. I mean, we're a dad podcast. This is awesome. The family stuff. The Incredibles is one of my favorite superhero movies. It's all about the family behind being superheroes. I love that. And then the one after that that's in 2025, I think, Blade. Fingers crossed. Mahershala Ali is Blade. I love Mahershala Ali so much. He's going to be so good as Blade. I think technically his voice was at the end of the Eternals.
Yes, it was.
Was like a, hey, maybe when he said like, hey, what's up? Or there was something he said to Black Knight at the end of it. Something. I can't wait for that movie. I know they're having struggles making it.
No.
But then after that, we get brand new announcement that we had Avengers Doomsday.
Yes.
It's no longer Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Amazing review.
I had palpitations when I saw this on TikTok.
He can make an entrance. Yes, it was all over the internet.
That was the greatest, I think, one of the greatest Comic-Con moments of all time. You have about 24 Dr. Dooms on the stage, except one's in a greener thing. We're going to say the only guy who could play this comes out, boom, Robert Downey Jr., who takes this very Tony Stark pose, like, I'm the king of the world and no one will dethrone me. I think
it,
first off, came out of nowhere.
Right.
I think it's the most brilliant thing Kevin Feige has done. Until
Me too.
we see it, and it might not work because we're so used to seeing Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. But if anyone can do it,
did you see Oppenheimer? He was so good.
He was good.
I thought
give him he got an Oscar. He's amazing.
I thought for like a split second, just like the build and stuff like that, I thought it was going to be Glenn Powell. I thought it was going to be Glenn Powell, who was just in Twisters. I thought he was coming in as Dr. Doom. But Robert Downey Jr., I am not sad about that. We'll see how it plays out. And then, Ian, there's another Avengers movie after that.
There is, yeah. So, I mean, it's getting interesting now that we're getting, and it was announced Fantastic Four are going to be in both Avengers movies. Yep. So we're going to get Doctor Doom and Doomsday. We're going to get Secret Wars finally. That I'm hoping will clean up all this multiverse stuff.
Yep.
It's like there's so many different versions of people across all sorts of things. And, having Tony Stark is now Doctor Doom, and will they do that? Is it a Tony variant? Or is it going to be, no, this is just how Doctor Doom is from this universe. He's not Tony Stark. This is what it looks like.
Victor Von Doom. So he is playing a Victor Von Doom variant.
Right. And do you think John Krasinski is his Reed Richards?
It would be cool.
They teased that already.
No.
I know, right? But Secret Wars, I mean, if you're a comic book fan, this is one where like all my favorite stills and things all came from Secret Wars. It's like having all the characters come together. It's a big, crazy story with all these different things happening.
You got the Skrulls maybe coming back.
We can't tell anyone it's a secret. Yep. Sorry, we can't tell you about it. But after that, Shang-Chi 2, which, again, brings up something that I love Shang-Chi 1.
Yep.
And I keep seeing these movies and hoping that Simon Liu has popped up in all these different movies. He was in Barbie.
He was.
He's been in a ton of stuff.
He was a Ken.
He's awesome. Right. He was Ken. He's funny, and he can sing and dance. He's on like Fallon doing different singing. He's awesome. I wish that we had more of him, with all these different cameos and things popping up. I'd love to see more Shang-Chi and stuff. So I love where Shang-Chi goes.
And I think the albatross of the movies that they announced, I think, is Spider-Man 4 and the X-Men. After this phase, this multi-universe phase, we're going to have the mutant era of the MCU. They have like, I think, a 10-year plan. I think they're really doing this. This is like a reboot of what we got for Endgame and everything before. I think these are both huge albatrosses because they have to stick the landing on Spider-Man 4. You have Tom Holland. You have him totally separated from his past. And now how's he going to become that ground level superhero? Then you have the X-Men, who are going to be the new X-Men. Just like Fantastic Four, casting is going to be key. I hope, one, we get Wolverine. Henry Cavill as Wolverine for 2 seconds in Deadpool and Wolverine, spoilers, was amazing. And he looked the part. Even when he schnicked his claws out and stabbed Deadpool and the whole thing was over. But that was one of the high points for me. Who's going to be the new Cyclops? Could it be Glenn Powell? He's hot right now, Glenn Powell.
Oh,
He is a handsome fella, as Scott Summers is also a handsome fella. Who are you going to have as Jean Grey? Are you going to have Jean Grey like Jean Grey Phoenix Jean Grey? Are we going to do that again? I hope not, because let's just stick with like the ground level X-Men. Are you going to bring Colossus back from a different universe? I hope they have Colossus change from being a human to like the Steel, not like in Deadpool where he's Steel all the time. That. I would love a Negasonic Teenage Warhead in it. I would love Jubilee. I would love Gambit Channing Tatum. Listen to me, please. Channing Tatum is Gambit. Please.
Or are we going to get a 1960s X-Men to match the Fantastic Four?
Nah, they did it already.
Like if you went OG, Beast and Iceman and Professor X, Jean Grey, and I think maybe Human Torch, like the original OG X-Men,
they can't.
First comic.
I don't think they can.
Would be awesome
because they already did a 60s X-Men, right? You have the McAvoy verse, right? First Class.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think they'd want to tread on that again. I think again they're going to use the multiverse to bridge into the mutant era. So that's what I think they're going to do. Hopefully it'll be great. But we also have, it's not just movies, everyone, and we're not really going to talk about these a ton, but they have a lot of shows coming up. All in 2025, you have Daredevil Born Again, which is something I'm looking for. You have Ironheart, who made an appearance in Wakanda Forever. Vision Quest, so bringing back Vision, that's cool. Wonder Man, I don't know a lot about that. Maybe that'll be cool. Armor Wars, again, bring, give Don Cheadle something to do, because I will watch Don Cheadle every day. I think he's a fabulous actor. And I don't know how they're going to do this, but they're going to do a Wakanda TV show. Ryan Coogler's doing it. That's all in the future. What's coming up soon? You have Agatha All Along in September leading up to Halloween. Okay. Catherine Hahn is funny. I don't know how it plays into the MCU, but it's good. It's good filler for Halloween. I'm okay with it. And then finally, Ian, I think something you really love is that Spider-Man movie coming out, or Spider-Man show coming out.
They're doing this with different characters. Batman has his own series that I think is done by some awesome people soon. Superman has one that I think was J.J. Abrams that was doing it. So we're getting some like legit animated stuff. And I think Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I think looks like What If. I think the animation style is going to be like that, like the series What If.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Peter before he came into the MCU and went to Germany and stuff. Sounds awesome. Give me like a Spider-Man origin story, like what happened with Peter.
So basically, pre-Iron Man coming to the apartment and eating Aunt May's date nut loaf.
Great. Show him getting bit by a spider. Show him doing that stuff. I'm all about that.
Is Tom Holland going to voice Spider-Man?
Maybe no, because I heard a thing about how much they can use him. Between Sony and Disney, they might find a voice match, because if this is using an appearance, why waste a Tom Holland that you have? It probably need him for Secret Wars.
You know
or
what
something.
they could do? They could use that AI the kids are talking about.
Oh,
Well, that's interesting, right?
dangerous.
Because there should be another Spider-Verse movie coming too, right?
Yes, and that's in the
That would be
Sonyverse.
Sony. That'd be in the Sony verse, right?
Yeah.
So that's highly successful. So that's interesting. They are going to do an animated in the MCU.
You know, you're bringing up a lot of good stuff. Where's our live action Gwen? Where's our live action Miles Morales?
Yes.
Out of all the characters these days, that's who I want to see.
That'd be very cool.
I think it's proved in these cartoons that they have landed with audiences.
Oh yeah.
The Spider-Man games for PlayStation. There's a kids show that has Miles and Gwen and Peter.
Yep.
Come on,
I've seen
MCU.
tons of
Where
little
are
girls
you?
dressing up as Gwen.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Halloween.
So I was, I mean, where are those characters? I think they are top tier Marvel characters right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want them in the MCU.
That should be Spider-Man 4. That should be the introduction.
That'd be very cool.
No one knows who he is. He's going to meet Gwen Stacy, and some way Miles Morales is going to get his powers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or at the end of the next Spider-Verse movie, it goes into a live-action world, and it ends on that. And that's where we pick up for Spider-Man 4.
You have just
mic drop.
blown my mind, sir. Okay, so that's the first half of the episode. We just wanted to go over kind of the announcements, right? The second half, we wanted to ask ourselves some questions that came out of Comic-Con. And part of it has to do with what we just talked about in our last little episode, Deadpool and Wolverine. So did Deadpool save the MCU? How does this film change the MCU? It doesn't. It doesn't need to. That's okay.
I thought it was gonna.
Again, we don't want to tread over the same bridge again, but I don't think that Deadpool and Wolverine had to change the MCU. I think it was just fine the way it was. Now, Derek, was Deadpool the Marvel Jesus?
No, no, he's not Marvel Jesus. But I also hope that Hugh Jackman isn't going to be doing this until he's 90. And I hope if they are going to recast Wolverine, they will pass the torch to somebody like Henry Cavill, like you were talking about, Jay. That would be very cool. But we do need to move. We do need to move from the old movies to the new movies, right? And I feel that going back to the well, if you want to call it that, the Hugh Jackman, it's like going to The Rock to a movie, right? Like, oh, we need him to play Wolverine. He's going to be Wolverine. And I get it. That should be like the last hurrah. So, my 2 cents.
Yeah. I think audiences are mature. So many people have played James Bond.
Yes.
And we understand they're all in the same universe. That all the James Bonds don't have to come together, and it turns out it's a multiverse. I think if you recast a character, we can just know that it's still Wolverine. I mean, we're mature enough. Come on, we can do that. So, yeah, I think with all this multiversal stuff, this movie, did Deadpool save the MCU? I think with the TVA, I got really confused seeing that in the trailers. I don't really know why the TVA was involved, kinda. I don't think that was necessary. After Loki, I mean, we ended Loki where he's holding all the branches together. It was all going to unravel, and then, this is also kind of the plot of Loki with Deadpool. Loki was holding it all together. So it's just kind of funky. I don't know why we had the TVA in this or how that happened. And then the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, he has Charlize Theron there, and there's like a rift in the space-time continuum. And I feel like all this is very confusing. But I wish they just didn't advertise Deadpool as having to affect the MCU. If we knew this was self-contained, I think I would have been a lot happier. Going, hey, here's a ride with these 2 characters we love. but I do not think he saved the MCU. He'll be a fun addition.
Yes.
Ian, continue with your thoughts with this question. Is the MCU headed in a positive directions, i.e. we have the Russo brothers coming in, we have RDJ as Doctor Doom, we have the Fantastic Four coming. Is the MCU headed in the right direction, Ian?
I'm going to say yes, and only after Comic-Con. I think Comic-Con was very important to show folks, because after Deadpool Wolverine, I was a little shaky because they keep adding new characters. And I care so much about these characters. I mean, I see a movie and I love them, and I want to see, is Miss Marvel okay? She was left in the middle of a really hard spot. It's like, I want to see these characters again, and they're just off floating somewhere. There are so many characters now. But I do think with them going, all right, we're doing Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, X-Men, I feel like I'm finally getting the characters that I have been complaining as a nerd for years not having.
Mm-hmm.
And the Russo brothers are another one that is like a vote of confidence for me. They made Endgame. They made Infinity War. Give them all the money. Come on. They were so good. Those guys understood the characters, and those movies shouldn't have worked with that many characters. Yeah. Endgame was too good of a movie. It set my it showed me the power of long-form storytelling and when all those threads can come together and pay off moments.
Yep.
It was too good. I mean, I know we all freaked out. We just lost our minds at that movie. It's hard to have that and then see stuff after that. I feel like I keep holding things up. I shouldn't be as a fan. I should just chill and like let the MCU do its thing. I wish I could just eat popcorn and like not be that guy. But, Endgame landed so hard. So, yeah, I loved it. Derek, what do you think? What do you think? Is it going in a good direction?
It's way too early to tell. We've been told that we're going to be building to something, I think, all along, and we still haven't seen anything yet. We keep on hearing this story, right? Like, there was going to be a plan. There's a plan. There's a plan. There's a plan. I think we've been waiting 4 years for a plan, right? So I'm getting a little fatigued. There have been a lot of one-offs. Some of them have been good. And I think, like you said, we're just waiting for the chess pieces to be finally put in play. So I'm waiting for the big payoff.
I agree. It really is too soon to decide. And my only big question is, as someone who is kind of like lukewarm on the multiverse right now, how are the mutants going to come in? How are they going to do this? We know Kamala Khan is a mutant. We know that. How are the rest of them coming in? What's going to happen with that? So in that vein, how would we change what the MCU is doing now? Derek, how would you change where the MCU is going right now?
In my opinion, you got to connect everything. There needs to be some sort of connection, right? I mean, I think that pretty soon Marvel's going to fall victim to the DC curse, where there's all these different things that are all just disparate and they're not connected together. And I think that's what made the Avengers so great. I think that you need a common thread, and it's not a timeline. It's not a timeline. It's a story. It's a plot. It is, it is characters coming together because that's what you want to see. That's what the comic books do. That is the best part of the comic books, when all these characters come together and they have their separate stories, but when they come together and you have these epic tales, I think that's where you get your bang for the buck, and that's what Avengers did.
I don't like doing homework for movies. I assign homework to my kids very rarely because they're not going to do it at home. They're too busy watching movies. Doing homework for movies, it's too much to ask for the lay people. But the nerds and the geeks, people like us, we're going to do it. We're going to watch the stuff. They put it out. We'll watch it. It's a pretty symbiotic relationship. So my specific thing is I want to see the TV stuff cross over with the movie stuff and vice versa. One of my favorite characters of all time is Daredevil, the man without fear. I love it because he's a superhero with superpowers that aren't superpowers. The man gets the crap beat out of him, and he doesn't heal like Wolverine or Deadpool. Like, he has to heal like a normal person, right? I want to see him. I want to see the Punisher. Bring back Jessica Jones, Christian Ritter, like that. And we know those are part of some sort of end of the MCU. Bring them in. Is this where Spider-Man 4 is going? Like, could you have all these characters? Could you have a Gwen Stacy and a Miles Morales make an appearance, but have Daredevil and Punisher work with Spider-Man? It worked in the comics. I think people of our ilk want that, and I think the lay people who aren't really up on all these comic book stories, they probably have more adventures outside than we do, but they want to see fun stuff too. So I say integrate the TV stuff. Bring back Matt Murdock again. Bring back John Bernthal, best Punisher for my money. That's how I would change
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Ian, I know you talk about characters all the time and how many characters there are. Is that what you would change about it?
yeah. So Jay, I think that the MCU has to be more careful with the level of hero that we have, because I think that's what makes all of these characters being together hard. When you have a movie like Eternals that did not perform at box office, but they dropped a celestial in the middle of the ocean, things that affect the planet, then you go, where was every planetary level hero during that movie? You just think this is, I love when you're talking about Jessica Jones, or even Spider-Man should have been street level heroes. They're not going to be going fighting a celestial. They're not going to be, maybe you've never heard of them because you wouldn't see what happens at that part of New York. But when you're doing multiverse of madness and unmaking reality, no one saw that. No one saw a part of New York just get shredded and flipped inside out of itself. It's stuff like that I'm like, some of these heroes are just getting too cosmic, too powerful, too crazy. Where are they when things go wrong? And I feel like we had that in the first couple phases. We're like, okay, Thor, they like make excuses. They're like, hey, Thor's off helping someone in Asgard. Like they had reasons why they're not in Iron Man 3. Now that we have so many characters, Moon Knight could have helped out. I wonder, where's Shang-Chi? Hey, we just had this trouble in Deadpool Wolverine. Where's Shang-Chi popping up, helping him out? We have all these really powerful, awesome people. I think having different power levels and who would reply to stuff, I think they need to be more careful with their plots of what affects the whole world. The Celestial was the one where I'm just like, that is a world-ending thing. I'm glad that they're finally dealing with it now, however many years later. But yeah, that's a big problem.
That was a job for Captain Marvel. That would have been a Captain Marvel threat.
Exactly.
Yep, or Thor.
Right.
I
do wonder also with the Celestial, Comic-Con, they said it's made out of adamantium, and that overpowers vibranium, I'm pretty sure. What's that going to be? Because, there are all these plots about vibranium and how this is all what the world's fighting over. I wonder what adamantium's going to be about. I think it was originally called World War something. I think it was going to be some big plot.
We'll see.
Originally. New World Order, I think, was the original.
Oh, interesting.
Captain America. Yeah.
I think they changed some of the names and stuff like that to fit more of a narrative thread. But looking forward to things, again, I think I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts the most in the immediacy, a little bit more than Captain America Brave New World, although I'm interested to see how they're going to do Red Hulk and if they're going to bring Mark Ruffalo into it, because Mark Ruffalo, they can use Hulk for whatever movie they want. They just can't have a Hulk movie. So right. I think you bring Ruffalo in for that too. How else is Sam gonna fight the Hulk? I know he's Captain America. I know he has the shield, but it's Red Hulk. What's gonna happen? And also long-term Mutant Saga. I loved the X-Men 60s with McAvoy and Fassbender. Oh yeah. You can give me whatever version of the X-Men you want, and I will sit there in the theater with my gummy bears popcorn and maybe an Italian sub and just watch the movies. Yes, I did.
You do eat a lot of food at the movies.
Yes, big cargo shorts.
No, I'm saying you're creative.
I do.
I wouldn't think to bring an Italian sub in my pocket.
I did. I snuck an Italian sub, hummus and pretzels, and then
don't
I think
tell
some gummy bears.
AMC.
Yeah, don't.
We're wearing cargo pants.
Like every other dad.
Like every other dad.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, what are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to Captain America Brave New World. I think it's good, like I mentioned before, I think it's going to be a great bridge from Avengers going over to the new timeline of whatever Marvel is going to intrigue us with. I think that's going to be awesome. And I really liked Sam as a tentpole character, so I'm glad he's having his moment in some.
So I agree. I think both of you took the ones. X-Men for me, definitely. Spider-Man 4. I want Marvel, Miles Morales, and I want Gwen Stacy. But you know what I'm really looking forward to? James Gunn's DC movie universe.
Curveball.
So that was at Comic-Con came out with, they showed the official logo that looks very like 70s, 80s DC.
Yep.
But to watch someone create a movie universe that is going to spin off into 1,000 movies from scratch, when they go, hey, we can watch the MCU. Maybe these issues that we're talking about, maybe they're going to be, it'll be interesting to be able to, you're trying to start this. When Iron Man 1 came out, When all these X-Men movies came out, they were not doing this giant 45-movie saga.
Nope.
They weren't doing that. They were doing contained stories. Yep. I wonder, with DC coming along, what are they going to learn from the MCU? Will they make the same mistakes? Will they make different ones? Is it going to work if you just say, we etch-a-sketch? Because the new 52 in comics, I don't know if that worked the way they planned. Where they go, etch-a-sketch, brand new Batman, brand new Superman, brand new everything. All of the stuff didn't happen. Will the MCU have to do that at some point, too, and just go, etch-a-sketch? All right, now Iron Man is going to be Tom Cruise.
On that note, before we end this episode, we have one more question, and we have a question for you. Is there anything else from Comic-Con that you're excited about? Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, and you hit us on our social media, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. 3-Dimensional Dads, the number 3 Dimensional Dads.
Join us next time for our Season 1 finale and newest episode in our series Dad on Screen, where we look at the MCU, Thanos, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Hawkeye. Sure, they saved the universe, but were they good dads?
Find us on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify at 3-Dimensional Dads.
3 friends, all geeks, exploring every dimension of being a dad.